Welcome back to B4Crypto and a happy new year. In this video we're going to find out what we could expect in the year 2023, not only for Bitcoin but for the overall crypto market, and for that we're going to look at the overall crypto market cap, but we're also going to find out where in the cycle for Bitcoin are we at the moment and what could we expect. But guys, we're also going to look at the 4-hour chart to find the next potential trade on Bitcoin. So guys, if you want to be profitable during this next cycle, make sure to watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe, and now let's directly start on the yearly chart. But wait, before we're going to start on the yearly chart, guys, I want to thank you all for supporting my channel and make sure to follow all my links in the video description below. And now we're going to start on the yearly chart for Bitcoin, and guys, you can see that the yearly candle just opened, but we're going to start with the all-time highs. So we're going to look at the all-time high of 2021 and the all-time high of the year 2017 and also the all-time high of the year 2013. So guys, as you can see, after we've reached the all-time high, we could always see a major dump for Bitcoin, and we can see that one yearly candle closed red. And as you can see, we have the same scenario in the year 2018 and also in the year 2022. But guys, afterwards we always saw that from the year 2013 we had 3 years of a major bull run, and here in the year 2017 we can also see that we had this dump, and then in the year 2018 the red candle, and afterwards we saw 3 years of a major bull run. So guys, we have closed the yearly red candle for Bitcoin, so this means we're going to see a major bull run. But guys, we're going to look at the Bitcoin cycles to really find out where we are at the moment. And guys, as you can see, we have 3 stages: hype, disillusionment and enlightenment, and we're going to find out where we are at the moment. But first we're going to look at the different stages, and as you guys can see, normally we enter this hype stage after we saw this parabolic run after the Bitcoin halving, and we have reached the all-time high in the year 2013 and the year 2017 and 21, and look how close and similar these cycles are. And afterwards we saw the disillusionment part, where we saw this major dump and this major bear market towards the downside, and here in the year 2013 we have reached our bottom for Bitcoin. And as you guys can see, that in the year 2019 it was a little bit later than the previous cycle, and as you can see, at the moment we would have reached our bottom in these areas, and we are exactly here. So guys, we are entering the enlightenment part, and that means we're going to see a positive move towards the next halving, and for that we're going to go on the weekly chart to exactly see what is going to happen to Bitcoin in this year and what we could expect. So guys, on the weekly chart we're going to start at first zooming in to the price movement where we are at the moment, and then you guys can see we are at this very important trend line. And yes, where does this trend line come from? It comes all the way back from the year 2017, and we have been holding this 5-year trend line for Bitcoin, and as you guys can see that we are holding this trend line very nicely. But guys, first we're going to look at the overall chart to really find out where we are at the moment. And guys, here we had the all-time high in the year 2017, so now we're going to go all the way back to the year 2013, where we can see that we have formed our all-time high. And then we saw this major downtrend and this bear market where we've reached our bottom round about the levels of $164. And then we saw that we have seen a positive move towards the halving, and after the halving we have started with this parabolic run towards the upside to the year 2017, where we have reached the all-time high. And then again we saw this disillusionment part, this major bear market, where we have reached our bottom round about the levels of $3,100, and then we bounced off from this very important trend line, and then we saw this positive move towards the Bitcoin halving, and afterwards we saw this parabolic run. And guys, yes, these white lines are the Bitcoin halvings. So if we're going to zoom out, then you can see that each time when we have reached the bottom we saw this positive move towards the halving, and as we saw the Bitcoin halving we saw this parabolic move. So guys, when is going to be the next Bitcoin halving? The next Bitcoin halving is going to be round about in the year 2024 in March. So we could expect that we're going to see a positive move towards the Bitcoin halving and then start this next cycle with this parabolic run towards the upside. So guys, at the moment we could really be at the bottom for Bitcoin, and guys, if we zoom in to the price movement at the moment, then we can once again see that we are perfectly bouncing off from this trend line. So guys, is this the ultimate bottom? Are we going to see a major pump from here? Yes, I think so, that we have reached the bottom, because if we compare this chart and the previous bear market that we have seen, then we can see that we have touched once and twice this major important trend line, and then we saw this positive move towards the upside for Bitcoin. And yes, could we be at the exact same spot? I really do believe that we're going to see that the price of Bitcoin will bounce off from these levels. But which levels could we reach? I really do believe that we could reach a high in this year, in the year 2023, of round about the levels of 33,000 US dollars. This would also line up because here we can see we have a lot of resistance from these bottoms that we have formed over here. So guys, we're going to see that Bitcoin will reach round about the levels of 33,000 US dollars, maybe up to 40,000 US dollars in this year. So guys, maybe we're going to see this major run towards the upside, and maybe we're even going to break this level and reach higher prices. But I think that the parabolic run towards the upside will come after the Bitcoin halving. But guys, investing during these times will be a major opportunity to maximize your Bitcoins that you can maybe sell in these areas to reaccumulate near the halving to really double or even triple your Bitcoin holdings. So guys, it is really important to stay in this crypto market to really see a major potential in the next 2 years, because buying now is the best opportunity you could have. So guys, if you want to buy any cryptocurrencies or trade them on the leverage market, go down in the video description below and sign up with my BitGet link where you receive a major deposit bonus. But guys, now we're going to go on the daily chart for Bitcoin. And on the daily chart for Bitcoin, you can see that we are trading at the price of 16,700 US dollars. And yes, at the moment, Bitcoin is getting a pulse towards the upside. But guys, I want to show you the next potential Bitcoin trade, and that's why I'm going to skip the daily analysis. And we're first going to go on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin. And on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, we can see that here we have a lot of resistance round about the level of 17,180 to round about, let's say, 17,200 US dollars. And here we could also see that we have the 200 moving average that was a resistance for a very long time in these regions. So guys, what could we expect in the immediate short term? And for that, we're going to draw a trend line all the way from these levels towards these tops. And then we can see that yes, we are forming some kind of a symmetrical triangle in these regions. So guys, could we expect that we're going to break out from these levels, or are we going to see a next retest of this trend line and then break this towards the upside? Guys, I really do believe that once we are going to break this level of round about the 16,810 US dollars, that we're going to see a breakout towards this level of resistance at 17,200 US dollars. So guys, my next potential trade is going to be a long trade on Bitcoin if we're going to break these highs, these local highs, round about the level of 16,810 US dollars, and my take profit would be all the way up here at the levels of 17,200 US dollars. And yes, where are we going to place our stop loss? We're going to place our stop loss just underneath this symmetrical triangle, right about here. But guys, it is very important that we're going to wait until we're going to see a break of the 16,810 US dollars before we're going to open a trade. So it doesn't make any sense to open our trade exactly here, because maybe we're going to see this dump towards this trend line, and then this would even be a good opportunity to enter the trade. But guys, maybe we're going to consolidate among these levels, and then we're going to see this breakout towards the upside. But guys, we're going to look at this potential price target from the symmetrical triangle, and if we drag it over to the potential breakout point, then we can see that we can reach levels of 17,600 US dollars from this breakout from the symmetrical triangle. So guys, maybe it would make sense to drag our stop loss once we are in a profitable position towards the entry point, because maybe we could see that the price of Bitcoin will even go higher if we're going to break this resistance area. But guys, this is ultimately going to be my next trade. If we're going to break the 16,810 US dollars, I would open my trade exactly here, and I would drag my stop loss all the way to my entry point if we're going to be profitable in this trade. Because I really do believe that we're going to even reach higher prices for Bitcoin, because ultimately the bottom is in, and this year has started quite bullish for Bitcoin. But guys, let's go over on the daily chart for Bitcoin to really find out what we could expect in the immediate short term. So on the daily chart for Bitcoin, we're first going to find out where was our low, and our low was round about the levels of 15,460, and afterwards we saw this pump towards the upside, reaching levels of 18,300 US dollars, and then we saw this correction. But guys, at the moment we are still forming higher lows for Bitcoin, and that is quite bullish. But guys, as you can see with this green line, this is our support line, and this is also the very important line for Bitcoin that we need to hold to see a further move towards the upside. So guys, the level of 16,440 to 16,500 US dollars is going to be very important for Bitcoin. And if we're going to zoom in on the daily chart, then you can see that we are on the daily chart over the 13 EMA, and that is also quite bullish, and that we are forming some kind of a W here. So guys, maybe we're going to see this major breakout, and maybe we're even going to retest the 100 moving average round about the levels of 18,000 US dollars. But guys, what do we need to see to really be confident that we're going to see a bottom and that this was the bottom and the lows for Bitcoin? Yes, we have to break this trend line, this very important trend line that is round about the levels of 18,960 US dollars. And if we're going to zoom out, then we can see where does this trend line come from. And yes, it comes all the way from the levels of 25,000 US dollars. And as you guys can see, if we're going to break this trend line towards the upside, then we could expect that yes, Bitcoin has reached the bottom and that we're going to break the 200 moving average on the daily chart for Bitcoin, and this would really indicate that we're going to see a move even higher. And yes, like I said, I think that we're going to reach the levels of 33,000 US dollars all the way up to maybe 40,000 US dollars, where we saw that we had a lot of resistance in these areas. So guys, investing in these times is the best opportunities you can find. And now we're going to look at the total crypto market cap. And yes, first of all, we are under 1 trillion US dollars for the crypto market cap. And guys, let's look at where we are at the moment. And yes, we are perfectly at the previous all-time high from the year 2018, where we came so close to the $1 trillion. But guys, as you can see, this acts as support. So guys, this is the ultimate signal for me that we have reached the bottom. And yes, maybe we could see a brief dump below these levels. But guys, ultimately, I think that the bottom for Bitcoin and the overall crypto market is in. So now we're going to look at the Bitcoin dominance to find out when we could expect the next altcoin season. But first, I want to remind you, if you're interested in crypto clothing, check out cryptoclothing.com. They'll launch their website very soon. And guys, make sure to follow them on Instagram. Links are in the video description below. And for the Bitcoin dominance, we can see that we are around about the levels of 42%. So guys, we could expect, if we're going to see a dump towards the downside, that we're going to see a major altcoin ready. And I'm also going to do a dedicated video which altcoins you should hold in your portfolio. So guys, do me a favor and leave your favorite altcoins in the comments below. And make sure to be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.